come by. Both outstanding defensive club. Both like to take care of the ball. In fact, the Pistons more so than the Knicks.
Lindsey Hunter goes for three and misses it. And the Knicks come back, scoreless ball game as we're just underway from Madison Square Garden. Childs beat Hunter on the dribble and opened up that easy layup.
Pick and roll on the left side.
For Knicks, chance for the Pistons to take the lead. Offensive foul on Grant Hill. Childs to Oakley, who's got that shot.
Surprisingly, everybody, you look at him, he does all the dirty work inside, but he sure can hit that 15, 17-foot jumper. Very dangerous shooter.
Doug Collins, who coached Oakley in Chicago, says he hopes he hits a perimeter shot as Grant Hill misses again and Oakley rebounds, because once Charles hits from the outside, he starts liking it.
And stays away from that interior where he can do so much damage to your club. Offensive rebounding.
Childs sees an open Patrick Ewing, and the Knicks have built a 9-4 lead, and Patrick has three.
I'm convinced that Childs, through the rest of the season, the playoffs, is the X factor. He plays well. This club plays well.
Otis Thorpe from 17. Pistons shooting very poorly tonight. On the season, they're shooting 46% from the floor, as are the New York Knicks. Childs pull up three. 12-4. Pistons had two opportunities to take the lead at 5-4. Couldn't do it. And then just like that, the Knicks have opened up an 8-point advantage with 7 minutes to go in the first period. And Doug Collins
tonight, and I've seen him do in some time.
Otis Thorpe out chasing the guard. Rebound. Finds Larry Johnson once again. I don't think Thorpe even knew Larry Johnson was standing there. Good hustle from the Knicks. Lethargic Detroit Pistons team here tonight. Patrick Ewing, easy basket. The Knicks have been off for 3 days, and Doug Collins is furious, and he's got a timeout as his Knicks are down. His Pistons are down 17-4, and since it was 5-4, the Knicks have outscored the Pistons 12-0. The floor, trailing 17-6 with 4:06 to go in the period. Charlie Ward, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Florida State, with the penetration and the easy lay-in.
I think what the Detroit Pistons have to do is start getting the ball inside as they did the Mills. They're taking a long-range jumper, which he can hit. But they need to establish a little bit of a low-post game, no matter where they get it from, to try to get some outside shooting.
19-6, New York. Terry Mills with a rebound. That's something they're going to need from Terry Mills tonight, is a little interior defense and some rebounding. Nice pass off the cut. 30 the last time these two teams met. Ward takes the three.
Charlie Ward giving him a nice boost, makes the layup down the lane, makes a long-range shot, and this is what they've needed from their guards to help open up the inside.
Charlie has 5. He's all pumped up that his Florida State Seminoles are here at Madison Square Garden tonight. You know, they're playing in the NIT tomorrow night in the championship game against Michigan. Charlie played football a little bit at Florida State and also on the basketball team, and made his pro career in the NBA after kind of a controversial non-selection by the NFL. Pistons defense tight. Shot clock at 15 though. Minute 50 to go in the first period. Larry Johnson working against Terry Mills. Now there's the quickness of Larry Johnson that people expected out of UNLV that you haven't seen all that much in the last few years with his injuries.
Well, he's coming back to it, and they need him. If they're going to beat clubs like Chicago in particular, they're going to need his scoring in the playoffs.
Lindsey Hunter in among the tall timber, gets his own rebound. Thorpe missed, Mills.
Well, so it'll make it difficult for him to get good shots.
Oakley with a nice pass to Buck Williams. That was a 30-foot pass on the bounce, and the Knicks up by 12 with just under a minute to go in the first period. Aaron McKee came to Detroit. Trade from Portland for Stacey Hoffman. Mills, quick move inside, but he's gone for travel.
Got in a little bit of a hurry. Some guys get anxious at numbers from him tonight. Finally, Allen Houston gets loose on the baseline, and a good location for him where he can elevate and make that kind of a shot.
Houston's first points, and that's the biggest lead of the game, 28-14 for the Knicks. Detroit just really struggling to find a way to score any points in this first period. 19 seconds to go in the period. Shot clock down to 10. Mills defended by Oakley. Here comes the double team. Starks gets the jump ball with 4 seconds to go in the period.
Nice turnaround, and he's going back to that shot.
And then Childs picked up 2 fouls and went to the bench. Interior pass from Larry Johnson. Oakley missing. Interestingly enough, that's not Oakley's strong suit down there on the post. Hunter missing. McKee doesn't get the
Player last year into November, but he has come a long way since then.
Off the curl, John Starks. Hill has scored
and really hurt his ankle.
Charlie on TNT, Lakers at Seattle. That's a beauty. And then Wednesday, April 2nd at 8, another doubleheader. Atlanta at Charlotte and Houston at Phoenix. Starks now with 5. Knicks lead back to 12.
Starks getting a 2 and then coming back to the 3. Got his shooting touch.
Dumars, third in the NBA in 3-point shots. He's fouled. He's going to get 6 to go in the period. Buck Williams open on the baseline. Thorpe late getting to it.
Yeah, well, they had a good screen on the baseline, and surprisingly going to Buck Williams facing. Usually you'd see him offensively as a post player, but he's made 2 facing shots.
Knicks lead back to 13. Hunter with the penetration and a beauty. Lindsey Hunter's hit.
And he could do this. He's had a terrific year and changed his game a little bit. Taking the ball out of his hands a little bit. He's really a scorer at the 1 position, but can defend the 1.
Detroit opened this game going 1 of 11 from the field, and yet can cut it to 8 or better on this possession. Down to 8 seconds. Dumars has only the 2 free throws in this game. Thorpe beat the clock, and that tip is going to go off again.
I think that's the deal. It's like play the Knicks in the Garden. They're always physical, tough defensive club, very hard club to beat anytime, particularly when they're mad, having lost 2 successive games.
Yailing Grant Hill is back in. Grant Long is also in. Dumars still does not have a field goal in this ball game. Joe is 0 for 4 from the floor. 39-29 Knicks. Here's Ewing down on that baseline. What a move down there. And this foul is barely got the front iron. Thorpe really struggling tonight.
His shooting comes inside, but the shots tonight have been outside. There's a wide open Terry Mills, and he basically never, ever misses that shot. But he's limping heavily, and that will bother your shot.
Knicks have given the Pistons every opportunity to get back in this ball game. They are back in it, down only 8, but it could be a lot closer. 9 seconds. Foul on Terry Mills. Larry Johnson. Ewing. Oakland. Ewing. Thorpe tried to block it, committed to foul instead, and Ewing will get a 3-point opportunity.
Terrific.
Working on Mills. Ewing has 10 on the shot clock. And the foul. That's how the Knicks built their lead at the end of the first half of play, was Patrick taking it.
You know, I've said it before, New York, although Zach was there tonight, and there's a big-time basket by Allen Houston. That's what he has to do. He has to start working for that shot harder. He kind of comes off and settles. You want to score in this game, be a big-time scorer, you got to work for it.
Houston defending Hill now, his former teammate. Here's Terry Mills, wide open 3.
He shot
more. I never know when you're
off the foul line.
That's what they can't do. Here's Michael Curry. Scores over Ewing, who got his hand up. It was Curry and Ewing who had the words and the near fight just before halftime. 11-point Knicks lead. There's the double team. Too late. Patrick missing, though. Rebound Oakley.
He's 5 for 12 at this point, and easy transition basket. Patrick Ewing running the floor, and no matchup. Theo Ratliff.
Grant Long and Theo both looking at each other like, you got him, I take him. 24 for Ewing now. Back to a 10-point lead. Every time that the Pistons have pulled to within 8 or 7 or 6, all of a sudden, Patrick Ewing comes alive. Lindsey Hunter's pull up off the dribble. And by the way, Ewing, with his 24 points, had 8 in the first, 8 in the second, 8 in the third. Relatively consistent. 26 seconds to go in the third period here. Starks. That's a 2. He stepped on the line. 10-point Knicks lead.
Stark not getting the kind of shots or the amount of shots that he used to get, and being a little more selective.
Curry from Hill. 5 seconds. Ewing's going to take the long 3. Not his forte. At the end of the third, Knicks lead it by 10. Patrick Ewing with a consistent night tonight. 8 points in each period of play for 24 and 8 rebounds. 12 minutes of basketball left from Madison Square Garden. Starks, 2-on-2. Whoa, baby! 12 points for John Starks. He had 8 in the first half. He's been an unsung hero tonight as the Knicks, they've gotten points from Patrick Ewing or Starks when they've needed them tonight, when the Pistons have made a little bit of a push. Right now, Knicks back by 12, the shot clock down to 10.
One of the problems is that Joe Dumars is just not having a real good night. Can't seem to buy a basket. Can't seem to get the handle on the ball. Looks like he's palming it a little bit more.
Starks with a beautiful pass here. Starks. That's a triple for John. Oh, that's a backbreaker with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go. 85-68. Knicks have their biggest lead of the game, and Doug Collins gets timeout. 7-0 in this quarter. The Detroit Pistons have not scored. Double team. 7 on the shot clock. Good ball movement. Charlie Ward with 3 to Oakley. Big bucket for Oakley, long got there late. And Charles has 10 points. 17-point Knicks lead with 9:40 to go. Matching their biggest lead of this game.
Can't let him go right. Can't let him go right.
Or
Every
left.
time, well, better to go left since he's so right-handed.
You're right. That's what Doug's saying. Look at Doug. See, he went left, right, left, right.
Watch
Get you one way, get you the other.
One more step. That's what you have to teach defensively. It's at least 3 steps. If you can stay the ladder.
And the Pistons were either making a little bit of a run or attempting to get some confidence. Ewing has gone to the hoop and gone to foul. Nice steal by Buck Williams off the Grant Hill pass. Inside with our Bud player of the game, Patrick Ewing.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. Not only our player of the game, but Bob also mentioned a typical MVP night by Patrick Ewing. You guys practiced the last couple of days. You had a lot of priorities and mission tonight. What did you accomplish?
Well, we accomplished everything we needed to accomplish. We wanted to get back on get our game back on track, and I thought that we did that tonight. We slumped for a little bit, and tonight it was a total team effort. Everybody contributed, and that's the reason why we won tonight.